Welcome. This is SLN TV News English and my name is Adam Mohammed. I'm here to update you on the daily news. These are the stories making headlines. Vice President of Somaliland takes part in decentralization meeting. Police Chief of Somaliland provides report of progress to the House of Representatives. Syrian opposition leader steps down as leader of the Syrian rebels. Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Sayli'i, took part in a meeting designed to decentralize administration, which was held in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa.
The Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Sayli'i, took part in a meeting regarding the decentralization of administration by the Somaliland government, which was held in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. Participants of the meeting included representatives from the Ministry of Education and Higher Studies, the Ministry of Interior, and the Ministry of Mining, Minerals and Water Resources. Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Sayli'i, chaired the meeting discussing the policy of decentralization of administration and its overall importance. The Director General of the Ministry of Interior, Abdulsamad Umar Mal, discussed the purpose of this meeting and its significance to the media present, while also discussing how the outcomes of this meeting could be implemented, similar to the previous meetings on the same issue. The Director General also added in this meeting that a technical committee has been named for the implementation of the outcomes of this meeting.
The Minister of Civil Aviation, Mahmoud Hashi Abdi, held the official opening ceremony for Ultimate Air. This is an airline company that will connect the Somaliland regions as well as neighboring countries.
The Minister of Aviation, Mr. Mohammed Hashi Abdi, officially held the opening ceremony of the Somaliland Aviation Company Ultimate Air, which will connect the Somaliland regions and neighboring countries. The Minister of Aviation, Mr. Mahmoud Hashi Abdi, officially held the opening ceremony of the Somaliland Aviation Company Ultimate Air, which will connect the Somaliland regions and neighboring countries. The Minister of Aviation, Mahmoud Hashi Abdi, spoke in the opening ceremony regarding the flights of Ultimate Air and added that the Somaliland government warmly welcomes these significant flights that are needed by the Somaliland community at large. Minister Mahmoud Hashi Abdi added that the important aspect of the services offered by Ultimate Air is the regional flights. The Minister of Aviation, Mahmoud Hashi Abdi, said that the Somaliland government closely welcomes the participation of private companies, especially local Somaliland companies, in the development of the nation. The Director of Ultimate Air, Gelle Osman Gelle, provided a short speech at the ceremony where he said that the flights have been in a test period recently to gauge their success and that this period has now ended, allowing the company to fully launch its services to the Somaliland public.
The Police Chief of Somaliland, Abdullah Fadl Iman, provided a report of progress to the Central Committee of the House of Representatives in a session held in the Houses of Parliament in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The Police Chief of Somaliland, Abdullah Fadl Iman, provided a report on the Somaliland police forces to the Central Committee of the House of Representatives in a session held at the Houses of Parliament in the capital, Hargeisa. Police Chief Abdullah Fadl Iman has taken a hardline stance against intoxicants since assuming office during 2012, with many raids on illegal substances across the capital city. The police chief's purpose: a growing number of inhabitants in the capital and the youth of the city resorting to illegal substances, causing many issues for the law enforcement agencies. Police chief steps have put a halt on a downward spiral. Although not all vendors of these substances have been caught, a significant number of illegal substance vendors have been put behind bars. Police Chief Abdullah Fadl Iman added that since the Kulmiya administration has been in office, there has been a stark difference in terms of recruitment, with the emphasis being placed on youth and female recruitment into the security services. In regards to the offences that have caused the greatest issues to the police recently, Police Chief Abdullah Fadl Iman said rape cases have taken precedence over others, in addition to murder cases that have been solved relatively quickly by the Somaliland police force and should be considered an improvement. The Ministry of Education, in conjunction with UNICEF, held a training workshop on collecting annual data on Somaliland schools in a meeting which was held in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. The Ministry of Education and the United Nations organization UNICEF collaborated on a training workshop designed to collect annual data on Somaliland schools in a meeting held in the capital of Somaliland, Hargeisa. UNICEF official Sophia Jibril Abdi spoke at the ceremony, where she elaborated on the significance of this training seminar, while also adding that this training will be very useful to all trainees on the collection of data regarding schools in Somaliland. Ahmed Umar Qula, the director of the planning department of the Ministry of Education, also provided a few words at the ceremony and requested that all participants of this seminar understand the importance and extreme significance of this workshop. The Director General of the Ministry of Education, Mohammed Hassan Ibrahim, officially opened the workshop, and he urged all trainees to take advantage of the knowledge gained at this workshop. You are watching Somaliland National Television News English, the only Somali-speaking channel with an English news program. Now for our international news. Rebels have taken over the capital city Bangui and the presidential palace in the Central African Republic. The French colony has seen much trouble recently. In this report prepared by SLN-TV reporter Mohammed Salim.
Rebels in Central African Republic have said that they seized the presidential palace in the capital Bangui after heavy fighting. Witnesses said on Sunday that gunfire could be heard across many parts of the city and that businesses were being looted. Omar Pardos, a spokesperson of the Salika rebels, told her that president had fled into the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Government officials also confirmed that Bosisi had fled into the neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. The rebels control the town, said Gaston, a spokesman for the president. I hope there will not be any represalies. A foreign ministry official confirmed to Al Jazeera that rebels had taken control of the national TV and radio stations. Responding to the latest development, African Union Chief Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma condemned the rebel seizure of power and urged members to make a unified decisive response. The rebels resumed hostilities this week in the mineral-rich former French colony, following to topple Bosisi, whom they accuse of breaking a January peace agreement to integrate its fighters into the army. The loose umbrella group of insurgents fought its way to the gates of the capital late last year after accusing Bosisi of failing to honor an earlier peace deal to give its fighters cash and jobs in exchange for laying down their arms. I think now that Bangui has fallen and the president is out, the citizens are hopeful there will be no more military violence, said Michael Amor, an African political analyst based in London. And the current Prime Minister stays in place is the choice of the rebels anyway. A spokesman for the Prime Minister, Nicolas Diangaye, on Saturday called on the rebels to accept talks to avoid a bloodbath. Diangaye, an opposition figure, was only appointed as part of the peace deal brokered between the government and rebels in January, an agreement that broke down last week.
The Syrian opposition leader, Moaz al-Khatib, resigned from his position as the legitimate representative of the Syrian people, in a report prepared by SLN-TV reporter Mohammed Salim.
Ahmed Moaz al-Khatib, Syria's opposition leader, has announced his resignation from the National Coalition, his spokesman said. Muhammad Ali said the resignation followed Saturday's meeting with the European Union, which resulted in achieving nothing. In a statement released on his Facebook page on Sunday, Khatib confirmed his resignation from the dissident group recognized by dozens of states and organizations as a legitimate representative of the Syrian people. I announced my resignation from the National Coalition so that I can work with a freedom that cannot possibly be had in an official institution, Khatib said in the statement. For the past 2 years, we've been slaughtered by an unprecedented vicious regime while the world has looked on, Khatib said. All the destruction of Syria's infrastructure, the detention of tens of thousands of people, the forced flight of hundreds of thousands and other forms of suffering have been insufficient for the international community to take a decision to allow the people to defend themselves, he added. His statement came hours after the Arab League extended an invitation to the opposition coalition to attend a summit in Qatar next week. The Pan-Arab bloc has suspended its membership and recognized the coalition as the legitimate representative of the people of Syria, where a 2-year conflict has killed more than 70,000 people. Khatib is a former imam and modern Islamist who rose from independent ranks as a respected figure of dissent against the Damascus regime. Sheikh Hamad bin Jassim Al Thani, the Qatar Prime Minister, said that he regretted Khatib's decision and urged him to reconsider.
And that's all the news we have for you today. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.